Alrighty. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having an amazing day out there today. I had a great 4-day weekend for my birthday here, so I'm back to kind of stream, do all the normal stuff here, and kind of talk about all the craziness we've been seeing over the last few days in the market. Before that, I'm out of treats for Loki. My sister came into town and she gave him a whole bunch, so I'm all out. But Loki can come up here and he can get a pet or something. I'm not entirely sure. He's looking for treats, but I know he's not going to get any. Come here. Yeah, yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah, but he's been a very good boy. So happy to see all of you guys in here for today. Big focus for now is just kind of finding out some of the news going on because there is news of a shutdown about to happen. We'll see if it actually does or not. I think the last time the Democrats caved on this, but we're in a different age right now. They're really trying to fight back against Trump, and maybe this is something that they will do in order to show strength. But we'll see. So let's dive deep in here very fast. Hey, Villa, happy to see my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. As far as what we've been seeing on CNBC, guys, futures are down just a little bit. Nothing too chaotic, I would say. But everybody's really talking about the shutdown here. The government shutdown would furlough around 750,000 federal workers, CBDO says. And this is not really the important part. The reason I wanted to talk about the shutdown is this. So let's see, where are we at? Can we find it? Let's see. Takes place at midnight, or did it do a live update while I was across here? Okay, it's not here like I thought it would be. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, sorry, a little bit further down. They did actually update this a little bit here since I last looked at it. This is what the article says. This time around, the market is likely to focus on the length of the shutdown since a prolonged closure could delay key economic data ahead of the Federal Reserve's meeting in late October. The Labor Department said Friday it will shut down virtually all activity, meaning the September non-farm payrolls report would not be released at the end of the week. In the case of no jobs data, a reading on private sector job creation from payroll processing group ADP on Wednesday morning would be expected to take on a greater significance. Now, if we go over here to market calendar, we already talked about this a little bit here last week, but I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday we have ADP employment. That's tomorrow here. We're expecting to see 45,000 jobs. 45,000 jobs. That's pretty darn bad. Now, usually we have the government's version of this, and we kind of say, okay, we take one, we take two, we put it together, we get three. And so we have a pretty good idea of what's going to be happening. But if we're not going to have the jobs data that's supposed to be coming out on Friday, the U.S. unemployment rate, the report, the hourly wages, all this type of stuff is not coming out, as well as the initial jobless claims tomorrow and the factory orders and stuff like that. If we're not going to see any of that, that means the system is going to be kind of in limbo, and you may see the Fed change course, perhaps. Now, I don't think we're going to see the Fed change course, but it is going to be interesting, so we're just going to have to keep a close eye on that one. And hey, D-Crypto, happy to see my man. But that's the bigger news, I would say. I wouldn't say the news is, oh my God, watch about the government shutdown. I would say watch how the government shutdown affects important economic data that's supposed to come out that will kind of harden our positions on whether or not we need to have a rate cut in October is from the Fed. Now, usually we would expect them to continue doing rates. They don't like to do rate cut, pause, rate cut, pause. They want to do cut, 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 pause, cut, 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 pause. That's what they'd prefer to do. Now, let me go see this very fast and maybe go to CME. I probably should just go over here to probabilities. Yeah, there we go. We still have a 96.7% chance that we are going to have a cut in October. That's a massive, massive, massive chance. So that's good for us as far as having a good October, November, December type of larger play there where we have altcoins kind of ripping again, everybody being very happy again. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh, and there's a C-17 flying overhead. However, in December, that goes down to around 75%. There is no meeting for the FOMC in November, so we're going to be skipping that month. So if we're good, and this is correct, we should have 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year. And then going on into next year, we might not have another cut again until what? I mean, we might be able to, Yeah, we might not have a cut until March, which would be surprising. So that means we have 3 cuts and a pause, and then we might pick back up around March, it looks like. Again, we got plenty of time for that to change and things like that. But you can see we expect to slow down these cuts a lot more going into 2026 and 2027. In 2027, they're expecting no cuts, but you can see how crazy the data is. Some expect us to go higher, some expect us to go lower. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more chaotic with that one. But again, there's some cool stuff happening there. So I believe when they say government shutdown, yeah, after midnight, that probably means East Coast time, which means, what is it, 4 o'clock? Yeah, there's only really a few more hours left. Yeah, only a few more hours left until we have a government shutdown. I believe you're probably going to hear stuff on CNN, Fox News, all that type of good stuff. Maybe I go over here and I type in shutdown. Oh, I also got rid of my X checkmark, just in case any of you guys follow me. The X checkmark gave me nothing. Gave me absolutely nothing. And I paid for a few months. I tried it again. I stopped and I tried again. The X checkmark gave me absolutely horseshit. So I'm not going to pay for it at this point. I don't even, I think crypto people like X because they can get paid to shield tokens. But if you don't shield tokens, there's not really much of a use for me to be on TikTok there. Or it's me, not TikTok. X, sorry. During shutdowns, federal workers are told to do more with less. Meanwhile, Congress still catches paychecks. That's wrong. Well, give up your check. Give up your don't introduce a bill. Give up your paycheck, right? Yeah, doesn't matter. At least the Republicans are the ones that try to keep government going right now. But yeah, that's gonna be the White House has started preparing for the government shutdown. Let's see. Yeah, Schumer's. The last time this happened, Schumer backed down. So I'm wondering if everybody thinks Schumer is going to back down again. Let's see. This doesn't look good. Maxie Waters admits Democrats are forcing a shutdown to fund healthcare for illegals. That's not good news. That's not good news for them. They need to, even if they're going to do it, lie about it. That's the way I think about it. All right, so nothing too crazy as far as that right now. I was hoping to see some more news happening, but we seem to be kind of slow. Now, let me go over here to Cointelegraph. There wasn't really too much news here. I was trying to look at something like, ooh, this is cool. The only thing I really saw was this. Qatar bank taps JP Morgan's blockchain for faster US dollar payments. I think they're just buying their way into the system here because I wouldn't really be using JP Morgan's blockchain. I'd rather be using Tron or something a little bit better. But if you want to bypass all the regulations and just use a system that's already been approved by the United States government, which is a very nice thing to do, right? You probably would want to go through JP Morgan. Now, as far as the rest of the market here today, guys, this has been a little bit of an interesting one. Last 30 days, you see a lot of stuff is actually green on here. There's still a bunch of stuff that's down here, right? But for the most part, a lot of the stuff that we've been trading, a lot of stuff that we've been holding, it's still been okay, right? Dogecoin last month, it's still up 7%. Solana's still up 2%. BNB's up 16%. XRP's up 1%. Ethereum is down 7%. That's not good. Hyperliquid's down up a little bit. ADA's down just a teeny bit. Tron's just down a little bit, right? Chainlink is down 9%. AVAX is up 26%. You're seeing last 30 days, there's actually been a lot of decent moves here, right? You can see there's ups and downs for sure, but it's not catastrophic. So when we go look at our portfolios here, you'll see our group portfolio, the one that's a portfolio safe, the good, how would I want to say this? A diversified safe account with not too much risk, right? That one's still up 24%. The one that has the highest risk, which is just one random token, that's 45% down. So the highest risk one is losing us the most money right now. And then we have the high risk one. Instead of being down 45%, this one's only down 20%, which is fine by me just because, again, we're expecting something more from altcoin season, and I want to be able to sell into that. But I want to remind you guys as we kind of look at Bitcoin and where we're going here. This is Bitcoin's weekly chart. Let's leave the momentum along for now. You guys know that I really love to wait for Bitcoin to have these really big moves where either we're breaking out above these levels of resistance, in this case the Fibonacci levels, which have been very good for us so far, except for this last cycle. I mean, this last cycle has been freaking horrible at breaking above these Fibonacci's. Excuse me. But right before it looks like we're going to have a death cross or something where the 20-week moving average gets too close to 50, you notice that Bitcoin usually tries to have a really powerful move around there. We are getting close to having a move like that over the next few weeks. I would say it's probably going to happen between a larger Bitcoin move, probably sometime between next week and mid-November. We should start a larger move that'll finish off in December. The one thing that's been itching me over the past few months, though, past few years here, is that for all of the times we've been hoping for something of a mega move, it really hasn't happened the way we've wanted it to happen, right? When we're looking at Bitcoin here, let me get rid of all the other, there you go, stuff like this. When we look at Bitcoin and it's making its large moves, Bitcoin will have a surge, altcoins will make a surge, but altcoins really die back down very, very quickly. So while Bitcoin can have these runs that last for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and it'll stay stagnant for a while, you haven't really been able to see a lot of altcoins do that, right? So Ethereum is something that can do that just because, again, it's the number 2 market cap here. Solana, a little bit more difficult, but it can try to do it every now and again. You can see how Solana will have these really drastic pullbacks here for a minute. But Dogecoin comes up for a little bit, comes back down, comes up for a little bit, comes back down, up, down, up, down. A lot more volatility here. Trump token, we're not even going to talk about that one right now. WIF. Went up for a few weeks, came down. Went up for a little bit of time, came back down. We don't really survive these larger moves. This move was only 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of like really slow grinding, like 1 week of good moves, the rest of it grinding before making a nasty move, going up for 2 weeks, then of course falling back down. So I'm thinking right now that with a lot of the tokens that I have, I think I kind of want to sell them the next time everything starts going parabolic, even if it's on an altcoin season. Let's say there's a bag, right? Like I'm down $1,000 on a particular token. Now, okay, that's too much. Let's say I'm down like $100 on a particular token, and I've been holding it for about 7 months. And in that time, during the next big altcoin rally, instead of being down $100, it goes up to, I'm positive $50. And I'm hoping for something more of positive $400, right? I think what I'm going to do is start to sell off some of those ones and then just start to really push my money into the larger caps like a Bitcoin, a Dogecoin, and Ethereum, Solana, because they'll make some strong moves, but altcoins really just haven't been kicking it like they used to, where you had months and months and months of really strong growth. Right now, we're looking more at weeks of strong growth. And while that's great, you don't really see tens of thousands of percent back, right? Consistently across the board, I would say, without at least at this rally, right? This time. So as we kind of move along on this path, I'll let you guys know that I'm going to be selling off a lot more of my altcoins. I still think we're going to have some type of altcoin season and thing like that, but I'm just not entirely sure how long the altcoin season will last, right? We've had a few tokens really take big moves. We've talked about them over the last couple of weeks. You guys go over to coinmarketcap.com. You go, what's had the biggest move in the last 60 days, right? MYX Finance has been a freaking magnificent little thing blowing up. Aster's up quite a bit. Memecore is up quite a bit. You know, the only one I've owned out of this one is Memecore and OKB. I didn't own any Mantle. I don't own any Pump Fund. I own some Crow, and I did sell my Crow, I guess. Yeah, I sold off a decent amount of Crow. Not the one in the portfolio, though. I probably should have done that, too, because Crow is not moving up like it was. Down 33% over the last month, right? But, again, you've seen some pretty good moves here. Even Airdown Finance was up quite a bit for a minute, if you guys recall that one. Even World Token, actually. So, I'm going to be moving a lot of those tokens that haven't been doing that great, that turn profitable or start to break even, and I'll start to move them into tokens that I've seen better results from. So if it's already been having great results, I probably won't sell it. Like if I've been holding Memecore for a few months and that we go up to 1,000%, unless I see it about to kind of fall down 10, 20, 30% because we've already spiked up quite a bit, I'll probably keep on holding on to it. But the moment I get some of those older tokens that really haven't been panning out, like a Matic or something like that, the moment those start to be positive again, I'm gonna hop out of them and I'm gonna start moving that money over towards other assets and diversify it up a little bit. So going over to my main portfolio, you guys can see that Matic right here. It's down around 65% since I bought it. But if we were to go back over here, all right, and it starts to go up a little bit more, let's say it goes back up here to like 50 cents or something like that. Not even, we don't even need to go that high. But, you know, let's say it goes up higher. Why is this one starting off in 2024? There we go. Yeah, it was weird to have it like that. You know, if it starts to spike back up, maybe it doesn't go to all-time highs or where I bought it at, wherever I bought it at now. It's been like years since I bought it. I'll probably take a small loss or whatever, and I'll move that over towards something like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, a Dogecoin, or like a meme coin that's really been performing well, right? Or a financial token, or something with a formal business behind it, right? Usually infrastructure or something like that. And I'll just move the money in there and then wait for that rally to finish off, and then I'll take my profits across the board. But yeah, this thing has been, oh god, this has been one of those tokens that's been very, very annoying. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for right now. Bitcoin, as far as I'm concerned, still is a little bit choppy here, but we are getting to that point now that we've managed to actually hold across the 20-week moving average, where we could still ultimately have a horrible week right now. We could still have a horrible week. I want to make sure that's clear. But I really think it's only a matter of a few more weeks before Bitcoin has a massive move. If we start to break down below the 50 here, that's where I think we're in a lot of trouble. And I'll probably start selling off some stuff there, but we're not there yet. Every time I've said something like, oh, we got to be careful, we've always had these massive bounce off moments, so I haven't really been concerned. And so for now, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more concerned about, okay, do I have my positions ready? Do I understand that we only have probably a few weeks left before we have a larger move, and that larger move is going to generate a lot of big euphoria, people are going to be happy, but am I prepared to sell some of my crypto tokens that have been having a loss or have been doing okay? Do I know where all my tokens are? Do I got my cold storage keys ready and all that type of stuff to sell the assets I need to when we have this next rally, which I think will happen in a minute. Even if we fall back down here like to $103,000 this week or next week, I still expect a rapid bounce up next time they really take us to all-time highs regardless, just because this pattern really hasn't failed me yet, and I do like trading this pattern quite a bit. The only thing I may see as a concern is maybe it takes until like mid-October because we still have a little bit more of a bearish back D, but by the time we ended up starting to spike back up, you know, it was game over for the most part, especially once we went to green right here. You know, we were chugging up higher, although it wasn't really a fast chug. It was a grinding chug, but again, we weren't close to breaking out here or having that crossover here, excuse me. We were close to having the crossover right here. And then boom, green MACD right before the crossover. Seems to be a good move, I would say, overall. All right, so let's go over here to the 50-minute chart. There we go. If you guys have any questions, feel free. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it today. I've started fasting again today because I had a lot of food yesterday and the last few days for my birthday and whatnot. I forgot I even had this water bottle from YouTube. He actually sent it to me. I was like, thank you. But yeah, so I'm a little bit out of it, as you guys might imagine. But I think by tomorrow I should be good to go. I think I'm just hopping back into work. It actually gives me a little bit of brain fog, as weird as that sounds. And hey, Sin, happy to see you. How is government shutdown going to impact crypto? The market won't be happy about it. No, that's for sure. The market's not going to be happy, and that's because of what we talked about earlier. If the government shut down and it shut down for a few days, that means we're not getting the economic data on Wednesday, right? We're not getting the economic data on Thursday or Friday. Any economic data that comes from the government, we're not getting it. We will get the ADP employment data because that's from a private institution, a private company. But things like employment rates, unemployment rates, hourly wages, S&P final U.S. services PMI, ISM services, Federal Reserve Vice Chair, you know, right? A lot of this stuff isn't probably going to happen here, which is going to be a concern. So you might see Bitcoin take a little bit more of a tumble. And what's interesting right now is if you go over here to the daily chart, we've already actually had a really nice day breaking back above the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. If Bitcoin decides to get down here, go down from here because of the shutdown, you'll see Bitcoin probably go down about a couple $1,000 today, which will not be a pleasant experience for anybody out there, anybody at all. Actually, how was the overall stock market today? Everything was up for the most part, kind of like meh, but still up. But we have a few more hours left. What is that? It's just 7 o'clock my time. So we have around 3 more hours, really. But sorry, my eyes are bad right now. 4, 7. Oh no, we got more than that. We got like 5 hours, something like that. Yeah, so we got some time before the shutdown. I mean, if you go over to the news, CNBC, ABC News, one of them is going to be talking about the shutdown here. Shutdown. I didn't even type that in properly. Cope for lunch. Big shutdown voters here. Senator John Kennedy. Shutdown government. Here we go. Now the news will pick it up. Furloughs or firings. Trump threatens to fire federal workers likely. Yes. It's crazy how I get like 1,000 views per short, but a lot of the regular news organizations also can get this unless they're massive. But yeah, so crypto's not going to like it though. Basically, it's not going to do well at all. And hey, Gigi Hunter, happy to see you. Jim Cramer said, no way XRP is hitting 2K this year. Load up now. Oh my God, that'd be insane. Jim Cramer, when you're as famous as he is, you don't have to be right. You just have to be famous, right? I think that's the way it is. You don't have to be right. You just have to be famous. But his thing is, I think he looks at fundamentals of markets, which is understandable, but I don't think he really factors in fundamentals of the economy and technicals of the longer term charts. So if somebody asks you, hey, I like this company so-and-so, he can be like, oh, they have a good, they're really good right now. They have strong technicals, whatever. I would buy, right? In reality, he should probably say something like, oh, it has strong technicals, it has a really good future, I believe in it, but I might wait a few more weeks before buying because the overall market does not look good right now, right? So you can save him a few bucks. He just says buy, and then it goes down 10 to 15%, and then it goes up later on. But by then, you're just kind of pissed off because you could have bought it at a much cheaper price. Like I had a friend buy this stuff up, ASTS. Right? This thing is all over the place. Crashing down, going up. But if you were to buy right here, because Jim Cramer says it, you might sell up, get pissed off here. Then all of a sudden it starts to rally back up. Sure, you made more money, but did you want to have to deal with all that type of stuff? It really just depends. It just depends. Well, let's move that back over here a little bit. The overall market today isn't necessarily terrible, though. I'm looking across the board, Dogecoin. Oh, Dogecoin's actually only down about 1%. Trump token's down around 3%. RNDR is down 5%. That thing's not doing well. How's it looking over the last few days? Oh, yeah, this thing might break down if Bitcoin's not careful. There you go. There we go. Okay. And hey, Tradefly, happy to see my man. It's hilarious how often Cramer is wrong. There's even an inverse Cramer ETF. Cramer's a different breed. Again, like when you have a show like that, it's hard to give good advice. I feel like he should structure his show a little bit differently, but yeah, I just don't think he's that great of an investor. I think he understands Wall Street, though. And I think his show is tailored more towards beginner day traders, beginner swing traders, beginner investors, not even traders, because I wouldn't take any trading advice from him. I would say beginner investors who are looking for long-term holds that can increase their overall wealth, right? I think that's probably what they're looking for. That's why they ask him questions about this and this and this. And by long term, I mean they're probably going to be holding for months, not weeks, not days. They're going to be holding for months. I think that's what Jim Cramer could possibly give you some help. But whenever I think I see Jim Cramer on CNBC, how do I find him? Let me just do. Let's see. Jim Cramer explains why he thinks the AI boom is different than the dot-com bubble. So from this, he's probably saying that the AI boom is different and that he wants to be holding it longer than the dot-com bubble. I would actually agree with that, right? So there are some things I could agree with him with, but it's more of like how he would play it versus, me and him. I'd play it differently. Remember, guys, I've already sold off the majority of my NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA's been going up, right? Let me go over here and find out where my NVIDIA is, right? Now, let's go to the weekly charts. NVIDIA is still going high and whatnot. But I basically sold the majority of my NVIDIA right at this red line. No, this was just something else. A little bit higher. What was that? I think it was just a little resistance level or something like that. But I sold most of my NVIDIA kind of around that 108 level, and I started all the way down here like at 70 something. There was a split over here, so my numbers are going to be a little bit fuzzy. But this is basically where I sold the majority of my NVIDIA, right across that line. Okay? Now, it's gone much higher, yes. But what I've been doing is kind of buying back in before I think we're going to have larger moves. And in this circumstance, it's really just, can I see a larger breakout happening? If not, I'll move the money elsewhere. I haven't really been buying that much more in here. I just haven't really felt the need for it. So instead, I've been buying other stuff like Meta, things like that, hoping they've been doing better. Because you can see back when NVIDIA was going kind of flat here and having a little bit more of a dip, by then I already sold a lot of it off. I bought into Microsoft, Meta, a lot of these companies that had much more aggressive dips, as you will. So I was able to get a much better return on my investment. But again, when we're in these rallies, you guys know that when we typically dip below that 50, you can usually find a good amount of profit if you're able to, again, hold for a minute. The key is you got to hold for a while. That's the thing that sucks. Something else, besides the typical Googles and stuff like that, Google was a surprise. I also bought some more into this. But I think the things that have been surprised is how all of my oil stocks have been kind of flat. I think I need to get rid of my Exxon here. I've sold a lot of it. They bought up my Pioneer Natural Resources a couple years ago, and I made a killing off of that. But we're just stagnating too much, and I don't foresee another war popping off anytime soon, I guess. So I'm kind of just like, meh. And some of the stuff we've been talking about has been quantum or uranium, and we've been buying up stuff like that. Like even here, I have a story I'm going to make a video for you guys about later on. Right now, I think I've been out so much I forgot to take my ADHD medication over the past few days, so I can feel my brain trying to go on tangents at this very second. But this is a story I was going to make a video on today, and I'm just going to make it later on tonight. Full screen, there you go. HSBC demonstrates world's first known quantum-enabled algorithmic trading with IBM, right? And I got some stuff highlighted I want to talk to you guys about and stuff like that. But there are some cool things happening. And I want to be able to find out how to make some money off of that, right? One of my friends has been making money off of Tesla. I haven't been doing anything. Tesla is something I just hold. I have a feeling like, that movie I, Robot? And this isn't a tangent, I promise you. iRobot. I didn't type any of that correctly. Yeah, iRobot. Right, that movie right here. I feel like this is Tesla in the future. That's why I own. This is why I own Tesla for the most part. I think they can get the job done. Maybe they have many NVIDIA chips inside of them or something like that. Maybe they come up with like Tesla chips or something. I doubt it, but you know what I mean. I think this is going to be an opportunity for me to make some money. That's the only reason I really hold Tesla. But I've also been using AI quite a bit here, and I've been trying to find out new low market cap stocks. And so what I want to do with you guys tomorrow, especially if Bitcoin's kind of slow, I want to do a longer stream where we're just chilling, and instead of just doing the typical, this is the news for Bitcoin for the day, cryptocurrency, here's where all the technicals and stuff like that. Instead, I just want to start building a portfolio that we can follow together. Maybe we'll do it on, Yahoo Finance. Maybe we'll do it somewhere else. I got to figure it out. But I want to make a portfolio of lower market cap quantum, AI, uranium, and other kind of niche industries, and build a portfolio that we can see if we can make some money off of it. So far, the first one we made, the Yahoo one, this is meant to be, let's see, this is meant to be held for, I think, about 2 years or something like that. It has not been performing well. What are we up to? I don't know my information here, but like, well, I guess actually they're not doing terrible. Let me see if I can sign in. I got too many accounts on this thing, so I'm not entirely sure which one it is. Let's see if this is the right one. Nope, that's not the right one. Okay. At least I can log into that one. Oh, I got a 6-digit code. Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh, what? There it is. Yeah, it's down 10% overall. Not crazy because a lot of these market caps like are in the hundreds of millions. It's not terrible, but it's not necessarily great. Let me see if I can pull this up for us. Maybe if I make it full screen. There you go. AI stocks. All right. So you can see unrealized gain loss is 10.15%. The market cap on these is 90 million, 9 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 5 billion, 9 billion, 6 billion, 6 billion, 2.5 billion, 236 billion. Really small market caps. However, right? Can I do... Let's see. AI is kind of since we bought it, it looks like. Wait, is this Oh, is performance locked now? Well, we'll see. Because that doesn't make sense, because this doesn't equal $10, does it? $100, excuse me. No, it does not. Oh, that sucks. They won't let me see it anymore? Everybody's getting greedy these days, guys. Everybody's getting greedy. That's fine. But some of these are up, some of them are down. Things like Big Bear are up a little bit here for us, maybe Path Pega, but LSPN has been down a little bit. I think AI went down a little bit for us as well. So probably not going to use Yahoo Finance because it won't let me see what's been like what's up and what's down, which is crazy. There you go. You can see how we started up here. All right, came down a little bit. We went back up quite a bit. Actually, we were almost back to breaking even. Then we went back down again. So again, this thing could really be volatile. That's not the issue. My thing is I actually really just want to see how it's performing day by day and not token, stock by stock. So we're probably going to put in a prompt for GPT tomorrow. And you guys know I know how to calibrate ChatGPT now. So that's going to be a really fun experience for all of us. And maybe we'll make it be a hedge fund manager that specializes in niche companies with market caps under, let's go $20 billion. And it's there to help us find different sectors and stuff like that, different companies, and kind of break down everything for us. We're going to calibrate it a little bit, and we're going to say, like, what makes the best investor, this. Yeah. And we're going to have to imagine... We'll worry about how much the portfolio will cost tomorrow, but I think that'd be a really good fun thing to do. I love using the AI tools to make portfolios because if you hold on for like a year or two, they usually work out very, very well because they're helping you analyze all the earnings reports and everything that like used to take me hours to do. Now it's a few minutes and I have it make me a summary and things like that. Right now I'm just kind of like buzzy because I haven't eaten today because I'm fasting, and At the same time, I stopped taking my ADHD medication. After the stream, I'm going to go pop a pill, so to speak. Pop a ADHD medication pill, just so YouTube doesn't get mad at me. And I'm going to relax for a little bit. Maybe I'll grab some, I can only drink water and tea. Maybe I'll grab a cup of tea, herbal tea with some cinnamon inside of it. Maybe a slice of ginger. Wish I had bought when I bought it up here a while back. It was at $10 then. Yeah, I mean, again, it's in my retirement account. I wish I would have bought it from my investment account. Then I'd have more spending money here. I was talking with a few friends over the last few days because my friend does some general contracting work and he does a bunch of cool stuff. I'm getting my house fixed up over the next spring and summer, basically next summer. So I'm gonna cut out a portion of my wall. I'm going to have a sliding door outside. I'm going to take all the carpet out of my house and replace it with like vinyl floors, like the fake wood floors. I don't want to do real wood. That stuff is expensive. Then I'm going to get an SUV next year, I believe. My car's kind of dying on me slowly. And instead of like having to worry about it, I'd rather just buy one, right? It'll be used, I think. I've always enjoyed buying used cars as long as there's a warranty on it. Then I'm going to do a concrete path in my backyard, put like a nice big gazebo out there for smoking cigars with my friends, have a speaker system out there. Not a speaker system, but it's like buy a new speaker just for outside. And then after that, I'm going to get myself a hot tub. So I need to start investing more heavily, like just in investments, not options, not cryptocurrency, just straight up stocks, and watch that money go up for me, maybe with some dividends. And I think that'll help me out and reach some of those financial goals. Luckily, it's not going to cost me too much because I'm having friends do it and not necessarily like a company do it. And hey, Mo, happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Yesterday was my birthday, and I'm kind of like still tired from all that type of stuff. I feel like I haven't been getting as much sleep over the last few days, but that's just because I've been out and doing stuff. You know how you get that mental tiredness? That's me. How about the infinite money glitch where OpenAI invests in Oracle, Oracle invests in NVIDIA, NVIDIA invests in OpenAI at full circle? Yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, oh, please, guys, get your act together here. I find it hilarious because I know at least the money is moving around, but I just don't know how that exactly is going to pan out overall. But at least it's bringing the companies together. You're seeing a much better relationship between them, and you're not going to see any like combativeness, hopefully, from that trio right there. I think you're going to see more combativeness when it comes to Google, Gemini, and things like that, and how that will deal with NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Oracle. Google is its own kind of thing, and Google actually kind of has a little bit more of a monopoly than everything else. And hey, Mom, I hope you had a nice birthday as well. I had a good one. I had a party at the Cigar Lounge. We had about like 30, 40 people show up. It was a lot more than I thought there were going to be, so that kind of made me a little bit happier. Remember, guys, a few years ago, I had 0 friends. Now I have tons of friends. Apparently, I'm a good person. I just like to talk to people. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all these small caps perform if we can get ChatGPT on board with this type of stuff. I'll have to make a prompt for it, but I'll make a specific thumbnail that says something like setting up a high risk portfolio or something like that. Maybe I should trying to figure out a way I can make a portfolio where you guys can see it. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a website that allows you to have a free portfolio or something like that. I'll make an account with that, even if it's a paid one. That way we can just kind of keep track of everything, because now Yahoo's asking us to pay. Man, it's Yahoo. It's Yahoo. The race to AGI is in full swing. Someone's going to make a ton and someone's going to lose a ton. There's going to be a lot of people that lose a ton. A lot of people that lose a ton. I just can't wait until quantum computing really starts to take over. Like with that story I was showing you guys, I was going to show you guys this in for the video tomorrow. Look at that. That's one of the quantum computers that did all the AI algorithms for trading. Right? Doesn't that look beautiful? I mean, that looks absolutely futuristic, but absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that type of stuff. Glad to hear that. I kept quiet and just stayed home. That's what I was going to do. Then all my friends were like, no, Michael, you have to have a birthday smoke. You're part of the group now. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I did one. It was stressful. It was fun. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. I enjoyed. I did get a bunch of free cigars. I think I got like 30 free cigars, which is great. It's like $300 worth of cigars, basically. Yeah, more because I do. Yeah, but right now I'm just exhausted. And right now, poor Loki, he hasn't been able to go outside too much. Loki, come on, say hi. Come say hi. Oh, he's not gonna do it. Or he might do it over here. Say hi. Yeah. Because it's been pouring down rain over here in Washington every few hours, so I don't want him to track in mud in the house. Right now, where he was laying down is right there. There's a huge splotch of just mud everywhere where he was sitting down. Huge splotch of mud. So I'll be mopping up later on tonight. Waiting for quantum to break encryption and all hell breaks loose. I mean, give it a few years. I mean, they're gonna have to have quantum. How would I even say that? They're going to have a new level built from quantum, new security level. But I guarantee as soon as it's possible, America is going to use it to spy on the entire world. And we're going to go crazy with it. Like, remember when Obama got caught wiretapping Angela Merkel's cell phone? You know, the German chancellor's cell phone? I was like, damn, we really will do anything. I mean, again, I know Trump has his history and stuff like that with Europe, but like, can you imagine if we had a president who kind of kept the cards close to himself, but at the same time was like, we know everything. We're not going to let you guys know. No, we know everything. Every encryption, quantum has broken it. And there's only going to be like maybe a year window at max where we have that all to ourselves. It might get leaked out or something like that. But I don't think Russia's really making strides in quantum. China may be. But I don't think, I mean, you just may see a hegemony of China and America just fucking up the entire world for our personal gain. And as an American, I guess I'll enjoy the gain, but it doesn't sound that ethical, you know? So it'll be interesting for sure, guys. But okay, guys, I'm going to end the stream a little bit earlier. I'm really freaking buzzed. Feels like I'm just like out of it today, and I don't know why. Maybe this is my first stream in a minute. That's probably why. I'm also kind of just exhausted and tired, and I haven't taken my ADHD medication. But I feel like something feels weird. Oh, and I'm also fasting. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do a much longer stream. I promise you guys that. What I'm hoping to do is do a 1 hour kind of portfolio builder where we're talking about stuff, doing deep dives and stuff, having the AI do all this work for us. And then after that, we talk about cryptocurrency and what's going on. But we may have to push that stream until Thursday and have a normal stream tomorrow, only because it may be overshadowed by us having a government shutdown, which may make things a little bit more confusing, a little bit more volatile for us, especially since Bitcoin is resting above those daily moving averages, which will give us a lot more of a downward push if things start to get a little bit worse. All right, so a little bit more of a chaotic time. However, if Democrats cave, which I think they caved last time, you may see Bitcoin actually boost back up to maybe $115,000, which is about $1,000 higher than we are right now, and maybe even go up to $116,000 if the market opens up green tomorrow as well. And hey, Jamrock, right now I'd basically just be watching to see what happens as far as those moving averages I was just talking about on the daily chart. And then does the government go into a shutdown? Because if the government goes into a shutdown, all of the jobs data that's supposed to come out this week, all that jobs data will not come out, which will be bad, right? They'll have to postpone the time where the data will come out. Then the Fed will have to kind of understand what's going on. They may not cut because of it. They're going to cut. But again, they want to have everything and kind of they want to understand everything before they make that cut decision. So if the government decides to shut down, all of that data gets very slow, and in fact they kind of stop everything, which means the economic data collection system is going to crash, which means that economic data in general is going to be a few weeks late for a while, which means a lot more mistakes, which means a lot more volatility in the markets as things get cleared up. So see you guys a little bit later. Sorry for myself being so out of it today. I don't know what the heck happened. As soon as I sat down, I was just like, I can't concentrate. but I'm always honest with you guys. So see you guys a little bit later. And of course, the website is coming along here. I think I'm going to have a soft launch by the end of the week. We started moving up some stuff over here. And after a while, we're going to start adding a lot more of the glossary and stuff like that in here, which will be pretty nice. But for now, it's still kind of